All right. So take out those little papers that I gave you last time. I gave you the little quarter sheet of paper, right, that have the directions on it. If you haven't looked at it at all, then that's perfect. If you have looked at it a lot, then the sooner I can get you to stop looking at it, the better. Because you don't get this little paper when you do your quiz and all that. Hey, by the way, everybody look right here for a second. I've had a couple of people say, like, I'm going to be gone this week. So where are we? We're here, right? Oh, that's not you. Thank you so much. I'm like, crap, you guys don't have a quiz this week. I'm not ready for you. Okay, so this is this week, pretty calm. And then on Tuesday, you have a quiz. I've had a couple of people say, like, I'm going to be gone the rest of the week, or I'm going to be gone one of these days. You just have to make sure you're ready for that quiz, okay? And your midterm, so we're here. You guys, your midterm is 1, 2, 3.5 weeks away. And then the term is done for us. We're shutting down right then. So it's going to be close. What else was I going to say to you? I don't know for sure. But anyway. So if you're going to be gone for the quiz, make sure you talk to me about it. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to talk about college week. So did they say next week was college week? I think they said that, right? Who says yes? They said that. Anybody? I think they did. So no matter where you're applying, well, that's not true. Many of the colleges will be offering free admissions next week. That's like $50 a college. My son is 3 years older than you guys. And so I went through all of this with him. And the studies show you're supposed to apply to like 10 colleges. And you guys are so smart. You guys are going to be the people fighting for those scholarships. So you're supposed to apply everywhere. And then sit down and say, this person's offering me this state, they're offering me this, they're offering me this, and then make your decisions based upon that. You are not supposed to say, I'm going here, that's the only place I'm applying. You're supposed to go broad and see what they offer you. So anyway, if you next week apply to one of those schools, it could be free. So on Wednesday, you guys have a quiz, right? Or is it Tuesday? On Tuesday, you have a quiz. So after the quiz, if they're doing free applications that day, you can leave. Like literally, you can just go down there if there's time left over. And then if you want to go this day and just watch the lesson through video, I'm totally fine with that. You just have to go down, fill out the application, save $50 a pop. I mean, if 4 colleges offer it, you guys, that's $200. So anyway, think about it. I'll get some information about it and put it on my board, okay? And I'll let you know. Okay, so this basically is just a duplication of what you have on there. When I copied yours, I kind of copied it the last second. And honestly, yours is not as good as this paper right here. So I feel like this one's like super good, okay? And the paper's like pretty good. Okay, so question 1. Graph the rational function. You should clearly show and label all x-intercepts, y-intercepts, and asymptotes, okay? Then, let me just show you. If you look through these problems that we're going to do, we're literally doing 6 of them, and the directions are all the same. So they don't give you a lot of direction. You have to figure it out. So here's what you have to do. Okay, everybody list this for me, okay? You have to list your x-intercepts, your y-intercepts, your vertical asymptotes, your non-vertical asymptotes, and cross with a question. Now, we have not done the crossing thing, so that's going to be something new, okay? So let's just go ahead and do these, guys. To find the x-intercept, you're going to let y be 0. To find the y-intercept, you're going to let x be a 0. This list that I just came up with is something you're going to have to remember. What are the 5 things I have to find, okay? Guys, stay right here with me, okay? So to find the x-intercepts, I let y be 0, which is the same as letting the blank be a 0, fill in the blank. Do you remember what I told you last time? The top of the fraction, yep. So if I set 2x equal to 0, I get 0. And by the way, the exponent's 1, that means it crosses. Odd means cross. If 0, 0 is an x-intercept, it's also a y-intercept, and I can't have more than one y-intercept, so I'm done, okay?
Vertical asymptotes, you have to remember where they come from. There are over 30 people in this room, like 38 people. You guys, where did the vertical asymptotes come from? Bottom. The bottom. So you go x equals 1. Tell me if that's even or if it's odd. Odd. It's odd. Okay. Non-vertical asymptote. A non-vertical asymptote is either this or it's this. What are the this and this? Horizontal or the slant or oblique, right? Slant and oblique are the same thing. Okay, so how do you check if it's horizontal? How do you check horizontal, guys? Biggest over biggest, right? So the biggest exponent on the top is a 1, biggest exponent on the bottom is a 1. Yes, sir?
If there was a negative with the x on the top, would you take that negative with the x on figuring non-vertical asymptote or no?
No, okay. It's non-vertical. Yes, you would with the non-vertical. Okay. Yes, and I am so glad you actually said that. So I changed my notes all the time, and my students looked at that and they wrote down that the non-vertical asymptote was y equals 1. A lot of people did that. It's not 1. It's not x over x. It's 2x over 2x, which is what, everybody? It's a 2, not a 1. So the non-vertical asymptote happens to be a horizontal, and it's y equals 2. So just be careful, okay? Okay, so hopefully, I should have texted you, but hopefully you have like a red pen or something. So a different color utensil, even if it's just like a regular pen, I think it would be better than nothing. To do the whole thing in pencil, I think sometimes can be confusing. I've done it in colors before, and my students are like, yeah, I really like the colors. It helps me to see it. Okay, so guys, look, vertical asymptote is x equals 1. So take your pencil and dash your line. I need you to be very clear that it's an asymptote. Extend it beyond your grid so it's clear, okay? And then y equals 2 is here. And remember, we're going to leave the center open, okay? Why are we leaving the center open? Everybody tell me that. It might cross it. We don't know, and we still have yet to find if it does, okay? 0, 0, take your pencil, put a dot right here at 0, 0, and put a C. And at the top of your vertical asymptote, write in the word odd, okay? Now, if you don't put the C and you don't put the odd, that's your decision. I always do, so just so I don't get confused, okay? So here's what I want to know. Everybody watch this really closely, okay? What I want to know is, will this equation cross my non-vertical asymptote? I want to know if I'm actually going to cross through that open space or not. And it's important that you find it out, okay? Here's how you do it, okay? Write this down for me, okay? So this is kind of notes. You're going to take your reduced equation, which that does not reduce. Those x's do not reduce. And you set it equal to the non-vertical asymptote. Okay, and above those, I want you to write this down. Put right side, right side. Now, you guys are very smart. So I'm gonna explain this in a very thorough way. I know you're not gonna get confused because I know you're gonna be able to handle this. So look right here. Here's my original equation on the left. There's my non-vertical asymptote. I'm basically trying to solve that system. I'm trying to see where they cross, okay? Well, if y is this and y is that, then those two things should also be equal to each other because they're both y. So you're going to take the right side of the original, which is 2x over x minus 1, set it equal to the right side of the non-vertical, okay? I'm just trying to see if this system, those two equations, has a solution. Who says I understand what you're saying? Raise your hand. Okay, wonderful. Okay, put a 1 underneath and cross multiply. So you have 2x equals, distribute the 2 and you have 2x minus 2. Then this 2x on the right is going to come over to the left and become a negative. It's going to knock that guy out. So on the right I have a negative 2. Somebody tell me what I would have on the left. A 0. Is 0 equal to negative 2? No. And I actually should not keep it in equals because that's a false statement, right? So I'm just going to do a slash right there. And then I'm going to go back up. Does it cross? I'm going to put a no right there. Okay. So now that I know it doesn't cross, if I want to, I can fill in the dashed line because I know it's not going to cross. Okay. All right. Everybody look forward for me, okay? And I just want you to chill out for a sec. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. How many pieces am I going to have to my graph? Tell me that. 2 pieces. Okay, so I know that for sure. I know that the only place on the y-axis it's going to touch is right there, which is a 0, 0. And that's the only place that I'm going to touch on the x-axis as well. So I can't touch anywhere else at all. Okay. I also know that this asymptote is odd. So here's the asymptote. Here's the graph. The graph comes towards it. One goes up and one comes down. Who says I understand that? Okay. Then the other thing, and this truly I think is the number one reason that people miss this question. The end behavior is your horizontal asymptote, which means as x gets big, as x gets small, my graph goes this way. Could be above, but could be below, but it goes this way. And as x gets big, same thing. It's going to go there and it's going to go there. Okay? Who says gotcha? Let's see. Okay. Now, I want you to just watch me. And I want you to tell me if this is correct. Okay? So watch right here. The left side of that non-vertical, it's either going to come like this, up high, hit it, cross through, and now I'm down here, and I'm like, now where do I go? Oh yeah, I go to that end behavior, and I come up and I go like that. So that's one option, okay? Here's the other option. Down low, come up, hit that, cross through, go to that end behavior, and that's it. It's got to be one of those two. Who says I understand that? I see that. Which one is it? Purple or green? Green. It's green. It's not purple for many, many reasons, okay? Number one, look at the purple. It crossed the non-vertical, and it wasn't supposed to. And then I came down here, and I hit the x-axis again to get to where I was supposed to, and I can't do that either. Who says I see both of those things? Okay, wonderful. So draw in the green, okay? You guys, I don't know if you've ever played Sudoku. It's super fun. But you know how you start like figuring out, oh yeah, this is a 1. So then this can't be a 1 and this can't be a 1. So then that has to be a 2. And it starts getting all figured out. Who says I totally know what you're talking about? So we're playing Sudoku. And we've just filled in like 2 of our squares. So now the rest just like falls into place like dominoes. You guys look at the asymptote. The asymptote is odd. 1 up, 1 down. And now I've just discovered that this guy over here has got to go down. So then this guy over here has to go talk to me. Has to go up for sure. Okay. So it's going to be up like this. Come up tight. Go like that. I want you to look at that graph. Weber State is so picky about your graph. I'm not exaggerating one bit, because I've sat through those meetings and I felt like I was going to cry and I had to bite my tongue. If you do that, I literally think they will take off every point, every single point, gone. Look at all the things you did right, but they will make me take off every single point because they think you don't know what end behavior is. Because if you continue this line in the manner you're doing, you're going that way. Does that person understand what a horizontal asymptote is, you guys? Yes or no? No, they don't. So it does not swing up like that, you guys. It doesn't swing like that. It goes like this. Look, up high, swing down, and you get really close to that thing like that, and that's your answer. Okay? Who says, I totally get this? I totally get this. Okay, yay.
So we don't have to like find exact points.
No. And your y-axis will probably not even have tick marks or a scale. It'll probably just be like an XY grid with no marks at all. So it's just kind of approximations. Yeah. Good point. Okay. Everybody good? Okay, let's move on. Is this lesson important, everybody? A lot important or a little important? A lot important. Okay. Okay, don't peek. Well, you've just turned, so you can't peek. Tell me, list some things we need to find. There are 5 things. What are they? X-intercept, Y-intercept, vertical asymptote, non-vertical asymptote, and does it cross? Yep. Okay. To find the x-intercept, you let y be 0, which is the same as letting the blank be a 0, fill in the blank. The top. Everybody write down 2x squared minus 8 equals 0. What would you do? Actually, you know what? Stop for a second. Stop for a second. Sorry. I need to be a little more systematic with this. Look at your paper. The first thing you're always supposed to do is factor. Okay? So let's start over and let's factor. Okay? So on the top, I'm going to take out a 2, and I'm left with x to the second minus 4. The bottom factors to x plus 1 times x minus 1. Okay? Is that fully factored? Tell me that. No. So now I'm going to factor the top, and that goes to x plus 2 times x minus 2 times x plus 1 times x minus 1. Okay, now everybody freeze right here. Please, please, I'm begging you, don't go ahead yet. Okay, look right here. This is a multiplied out version. This is a factored version. Sometimes it's easier to look here. I'll call this A. Sometimes it's easier to look here. I'll call this B. They're the same thing. So it doesn't matter where you look. You're going to get the same answer. But sometimes you can look at A and get your answer like that. Whereas if you looked at B, it would be more work, and vice versa. So I'm going to train you which one to look at to make it easy on you. Okay? To find the x-intercept, you let the y be 0, which is the same as letting the blank be a 0, fill in the blank.
Top.
The top. Where's it going to be easier to look to do that? A or B? Everybody tell me.
B.
B. B's already factored. So if you set that thing equal to 0, you get a negative 2, 0 crossing and a 2, 0 crossing. If I do anything you don't understand, let me know, okay? Yes? No, because if I did this, thank you for saying that, sweetheart. All these questions are so wonderful. If I set 2 equal to 0, I get that, and it's a false statement. If that was an x, then I'd have a 0. You with me, honey? Okay. To find the y-intercept, I'm going to let x be a 0. Everybody look at those two equations, A and B. Where is it easier to let the x be a 0, in A or in B?
A.
In A. Because this goes away and this goes away. Negative 8 over negative 1 is a positive 8. Done. Okay? Vertical asymptotes. Everybody in the room, where do we look for vertical asymptotes?
Bottom.
The bottom. Which one's going to be easier, A or B? B is done. If you just set it equal to 0, you get x equals negative 1, and that is odd. And you get x equals positive 1, and that is also odd. Non-vertical asymptote. Where's the easiest place to look? A or B?
A.
A. It's biggest over biggest is horizontal. So I'm going to write y equals 2x squared over x squared. And those x squareds go away. So your non-vertical is again a horizontal, and it's y equals 2. Does it cross a non-vertical? Okay. I'm going to take the right-hand side of my original. Set it equal to the right-hand side of the non-vertical. See how I've done that? And then I'm going to cross multiply. Freeze for 2 seconds and let me say something. Okay, everybody freeze right here, please. If I wrote this guy over here and then cross multiplied, it would be more work. Equation A is more multiplied out than B. So A is easier to use right there. Who says I understand what you just said? Okay, great. Now let's cross multiply. So you get 2x to the second minus 8 equals, multiply the other way, 2x to the second minus 2. This 2x squared comes over and knocks that one out, and I get negative 8 equals negative 2. Negative 8 is not equal to negative 2, so does it cross a non-vertical? No, it does not. If it ends up being something weird, the answer is no. When would it be yes? What do you think? You'd be solving that, and what would you get? Like x equals 2 or something. Yes. Good. Okay, everybody freeze right there. You have a question. Go ahead, honey. Question? If you don't do the... yes, you could lose every point on the whole question. Yes.
So we always want to use the one that's not factored out when we're doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, If I wrote it like this, everybody freeze right here. I feel like you're going ahead of me. I want you to stick right with me. It's so important. If I did this one, bud, I'd get exactly the same thing. But look how much work it would be to cross multiply. When I cross multiplied, I have to go this times this, multiply all that back out. Then I'd have to go that times that, it's just more work, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and do it. Guys, grab your pencil. Come over here to x equals +1, dash it. At the top, put the word odd. X equals -1, dash it. At the top, write the word odd. How many pieces will there be to my graph? 3 pieces. Good. Non-vertical, y equals 2. I can go ahead and pull that all the way through if I want to. Why can I pull it all the way through? Because it does not cross it. Good. -2, 0, x-intercept crossing. 2, 0, x-intercept crossing. 0, 8. I think it's 1 off. Yeah, just 1 off your grid, so it's right there. Okay? And that's it. Okay? Let's play Sudoku. Do me a favor and just watch. Left region. I always start at the left, I don't know why. Go up high. I have to get to that point. So I'm going to go like this. Cross through. Now where do I go? I got to get to that dash line. So that's that one. Okay, here's your other one. Watch this one. Down low. Hit it. Cross over. Go high. You tell me, green or black? Black. Once you have one, the rest of the problem is literally done. It's literally done. You just follow those asymptotes. So guys, this asymptote right here is odd. This guy goes down. So over here, watch right here. Is it going to be up high like that? Black, or is it going to be down low like that? Which one, black or green? Black. It's going to be black. It's got to be up high. One has to go down, one has to go up. Okay, one up, one down. Now, it's a little squishy. I'm going to do a little erasing and kind of clean this up a little. Sorry I'm erasing, but I think you got all that on your paper. Okay, look at this. I'm just going to go up higher. So this is up high. I know that for sure. We just talked about that, right? Then I'm going to come down. I'm going to hit that point right there, right? Now, watch this. My graph is then going to go up high to that asymptote, or it's going to come low, one or the other. Which one is it, green or black? Green. It's green. Why not black? 2 reasons. Can't cross a non-vertical. What else did the black line do wrong? Hit the x-axis. Cannot do that. Yep. So it's up like this, and we're good. This asymptote, freeze for, I'll answer your question in a second. Everybody freeze and look right here. This asymptote is odd. I am not looking at this. This is invisible to me. This is invisible to me. All that's under my hand right here is invisible. The only thing I can see is this little piece right here. Look. The only thing I can see right now is this piece, and it goes up. If that guy goes up, then this guy, tell me guys, is it going to be up or is it going to be down? Tell me. It's going to be down. Odd means one up, one down. Okay, so this is going to be down. It's going to come like that. It's going to cross through, comes up and hits it, and you better have that go close. If your graph goes like that, I am not joking you. I think they will take off everything. And then I will like cry a tear because I'm going to be like, they knew every single thing. They just got a little sloppy at the end. Okay? Okay, question, honey?
You said that on the air graph,
I'm so sorry. Remember, I have a little bit of a hearing problem, so you have to be like so loud when you talk.
You said that on that first one that you graphed that it bounces off the asymptote. Isn't it supposed to not touch it?
I don't think it bounces off. I don't know what you're saying for sure, but I didn't say it bounces off an asymptote. It crosses that x-intercept. This guy crosses those x-intercepts. Does anybody know what she might be interpreting that I said? I don't know. Sorry, honey. I'm not quite sure. Okay, here we go with question 3. Step 1, factor. Everybody write y equals x over x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay, all right. X-intercept, y-intercept, vertical asymptote, non-vertical asymptote, and cross. Take a glance when you do this and make sure we don't have a hole. I don't think we're ever going to have a hole, but just make note of it, okay? To find the x-intercept, you let y be 0, which is the same as letting the blank be 0, fill in the blank, the top. So it's 0, 0. Crossing or bouncing, everybody? Crossing is correct. If 0, 0 is the x-intercept, it's also the y-intercept, okay? Vertical asymptotes come from where, everybody? From the bottom, right? Should I look at x squared minus 9 or should I look at x plus 3, x minus 3? Plus 3 minus 3. So you have x equals negative 3, and that is odd, and x equals positive 3, and that is odd. Non-vertical asymptote, biggest over biggest, that would be x over x. Freeze and look at this. That would be x over x, which is y equals 1. That is wrong. This person, that's a fairly common thing. People will go, well, there's an x, and there's an x, so it's x over x. It's not x over x. It's x over x squared, which is y equals 0. Yes, so be careful. And it's not even going to be confusing if you look at the easy place, which is the multiplied out. You can see the bottom x when it's bigger. Who says I understand? Okay, great. Now, does it cross? Take the right side of the reduced equation, or the original equation, so that's x over x squared minus 9. Set it equal to the right side of the non-vertical. I'm just trying to see if the graph crosses the non-vertical, okay? Cross multiply, and you get x equals 0. Does it cross it? Yeah. Yes, it does. Okay. Where does it cross it? Well, it's going to be an ordered pair. It's where x is a 0. And if you look at what we've already found, when x is a 0, y is a 0. So it is going to cross the non-vertical. Okay, here we go. Grab your pencil. Asymptote right here at x equals 3. Another asymptote over here at x equals negative 3. Both of those are odd, so at the top I'm going to write the word odd. How many pieces will I have to my graph? 3 pieces. I also have a non-vertical at y equals 0. You guys, some people get all freaked out when there's a non-vertical or when there's any kind of asymptote on an axis. Who cares? Just extend it. It's not like scary or anything bad, okay? Just extend it and make it clear. Some people will do this. Look right here. Please don't do this. Please don't go, oh, well, I better write it above because you need to see it. No, because that's not accurate. So it's got to go right on there, and you're going to use color anyway, so it'll be clear, okay? Okay, and then it's 0, 0, and it's going to cross. That's all I know. Okay, watch right here. Just kick back and watch. Comes up high. I cannot cross that horizontal asymptote anywhere else except right at that point. So if I wanted to, I could kind of extend that, okay? So watch right here. Come up high, swing down, go that way. This asymptote, the left is odd, so the left is up, so the right will be down. Hit it, cross through. I cannot circle back down because I'll hit my x-axis again. Up high, odd. This is up. This has got to be down. Swing down. I asked you not to write that. I see lots of people writing. If you're writing, I hope you're writing with an eraser. Okay, watch this next part. Down low. Come up. Go tight. See the black? Down. It's odd. So it's got to be up. Hit it. Cross through. Come down. This asymptote, black is down. So this side's going to be up. Swing down. There you go. They both work. I didn't make any mistakes with either one of them. I did not, forget to follow any of those rules. So how in the world am I going to figure out which one it is?
Well, the first one you did would be if it was negative, right?
To be honest with you, I don't even know. But I'll tell you an easy way to get out of it. I've never made that connection. Never had to. Okay, so everybody do this. X, Y. Choose a point. Don't choose 0. I'm going to choose like a -4. Don't choose a 3 or a -3. I'm going to store a -4 in my calculator, and I'm going to see what I get. Okay, so everybody go -4, store, enter. Then I'm going to put the original equation in my calculator. It's a little tricky. See the bottom? If you're not listening, you're going to miss it when you have to do it on your own. See how the bottom, how it's a binomial? So when I put this in my calculator, what do I have to do? Parentheses around the bottom. Yes. Okay, now everybody go membar enter divided by parenthesis. Membar enter x squared minus 9, close it, enter, and I get a negative 0.57. Now, is it green or is it black?
Green.
If x is a -4, that'd be here, then y is a negative, that's black. So the green is gone, and the answer is the black. And that's it. Yes, question?
So they're gonna dock us if we accidentally do like the other one, like if we did green.
You'll miss, I think, every single point. They're not very giving with these problems. They are so harsh. Yes.
I'm just wondering why on this one you did like a cubic in the middle, but on the other one it was a graph.
Okay, everybody listen to that. Thank you for saying that. Okay. Listen, everybody just freeze, please. I think this is the most tested 2 days in this whole class. Okay. Listen, never think like that. Never worry about the middle. And is it going to be a parabola? Is it going to be a cubic? Is it going to be a cubic with a reflection? I don't even want your brain to do that. I just want your brain to play Sudoku. That's all I want. So like right here, honey, the reason I know that this doesn't come back up is because that's a crossing. I have to cross. Do you understand? And then if I wanted to swing back up, I would swing back up, but then I hit the x-axis again. You know what I mean? So I don't even want you to think about in that term. I just want you to go, okay, here's where I have to go. I know that these are all odd, one up, one down. I know I can't touch the x-axis anywhere except right there. Same thing for the y. Now let me do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but like what if the vertex was like cross?
It's not, because it won't work. Because if this is a crossing, I have to cross. You with me?
Yeah.
If I wanted to swing back up, I just messed up. Because I can't touch it. So you don't even have to think about that. You just have to go cross through. Oops, I know I can't swing back up because I'll hit it again, so I know it's got to go down. That's all you have to think about. Who says I understand? Raise your hand. Okay, let's keep going. Example 4. Okay, let's make our list. X-intercept, Y-intercept, vertical asymptote, non-vertical asymptote, cross. To find an x-intercept, let y be 0. Oops, I got a factor first. Let's go y equals x plus 3. The x squared goes to an x and an x. Signs are the same, they're both negative. 2 and 2 multiply to give me 4 and add to give me 4. Okay? You guys, do me a favor and stop for 2 seconds, will you please? Stop for just a sec. I don't know if I told you this. I've had a professor, a college professor, say to me before, I wish my students were as good as your students. A college professor told high school teacher, I wish my students were as good as you guys. You guys are better than the average college student. That's what that professor's saying. You are smart. I know you're smart. I know now that I've shown you 3 examples, you're like, I'm off. I can do it. My brain is strong and amazing. I know that. But if you're 2 steps ahead of me, I've been teaching for 29 years. I've been teaching 1050 for like 12. I'm going to tell you all these little tricks. And if you're 2 steps ahead, you're missing the little detail. This is a perfect example. So if you're already through this problem, or you're already more than me, then you're not going to listen to the huge point of this problem. 3/4 of my students missed this question about 3 semesters ago. And now I've changed my notes so you can see what they were presented with so you don't do the same mistake. But if you're 3 steps ahead of me, you're going to miss the whole thing. It's for nothing, okay? So stay with me. I'm begging you. Okay. To find the x-intercept, you let y be 0, which is the same as letting the blank be a 0, fill in the blank. The top. So it's -3, 0. Does it bounce or does it cross? It crosses because I have 1 x plus 3 at the top, okay? To find the y-intercept, I'm going to let x be a 0. The easiest place to look, I'm going to do this A and B business again so we can, if you can't figure out which one's easier to look at, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the same answer either way. It's just going to be tougher. If x is a 0, look, goes away, goes away, goes away, and I get 3/4. Okay, vertical asymptotes come from where, everybody?
Bottom.
The bottom. Should I look at A or should I look at B? B's done for you, right? It's x equals 2, and that is odd. That's what they did wrong. Half of them. 3/4 of them. It was so sad. That is not odd. Because x minus 2 times x minus 2 is x minus 2 to the 2nd power, and that's even. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it odd for just a second. I want to show you that you know when you mess up. You should totally know when you mess up because it doesn't work out. Non-vertical, biggest over biggest, bottom's bigger, that's y equals 0. You can keep going with me. Keep going with me because the only thing I'm going to mess up on is the even odd business. Does it cross a non-vertical? Okay, take the original right-hand side, so that's x plus 3 over x is second minus 4x plus 4. Set it equal to the non-vertical, which is a 0. Put a 1 underneath it and cross multiply. You get x plus 3 equals 0. That gives you x equals -3. Does it cross a non-vertical, you guys?
Yes.
Yes, it does. If you get x equals anything that makes sense, x equals anything, the answer is yes. So it's going to be at -3, comma, what? Usually that's always something that we've already found. If x is a -3, then y is a 0. Yes, sir?
We have to write the yes, like every time we're going to just write the order.
Whenever I teach you, I always teach you and show you in a way that I think you should do it exactly the same. So that's what I would do. Okay? Okay, here we go, guys. X equals -2. So it's right here. Now, I know this is wrong, but we write in pencil. I want you to write the word odd. We're going to change it in a minute to even. Odd is wrong. But I just want to show you what happens if you do it wrong. You're going to catch yourself. Okay? Okay, y equals 0. Dash in. Did I do something wrong?
It's supposed to be +2. Where it wants.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. When I get one hand up, I'm like, okay, someone has a question. I'm going to wait for a second. And then when I get more than one, I'm like, dang, what did I do wrong? Okay, dash in that y equals 0. It's going to hit at 0, 3/4. So don't go right or left, but go up 3/4. So it's going to be right there. -3, 0, crossing. Looks like that. Okay. I thought you would be able to catch yourself that you were wrong. And this is actually a problem that you could not catch yourself. But I can show you something you can do. So we're going to keep doing it wrong. Don't worry. Okay? Okay, everybody just sit back and watch. My graph is going to go like this. Look, green. Come down, hit that. Come down, cross through, go down, dip down a little bit, and come up. okay? Dipping down and coming up is not a problem. Or it's going to be like this. Look, come down. I've got to hit that y-intercept. So I'm going to come over and hit it. Up like that. Cross through. Join the green one. Looks like that. Which one is it? Green or black? Green. Why not black? You hit the x-intercept. Hit the x-intercept right here in order to get there, and I cannot. So that is gone, and it's green. Okay, make sure you got that on there. Okay, now I think this is odd. So if this is up, maybe don't draw this, okay? Then this guy's going to be down. Most of the time, you can figure out that you're wrong. On this one, you couldn't. I think on the midterm and the final, you're going to have time left over after. So you know what you could do on this problem? You could just start plugging in values and make sure, like if you put in a +4, that you get a negative number. Because if I'm at a +4, I went down. I'm not going to go through the process, but I will tell you if I put in a +4, I don't get a negative number, I get a positive number. So that tells me I'm supposed to be up above. So grab your eraser and erase this odd. You probably already have done that. Make sure you know that's even. So if I'm up on the left, I have to be up on the right, swing down, come over, and it goes like that. So this one didn't let me figure it out. But you could just plug in values for a few seconds when you were done with the whole test, and that could kind of reassure you. Okay? Who says, I understand, I'm good? Okay, great. Okay, question 5. X-intercept, y-intercept, vertical asymptote, non-vertical asymptote, cross. To find the factor. So it's y equals, on the top take out an x squared, and I'm left with x minus 1. On the bottom, it's going to factor to an x and an x, and a 2 and a 1. Sign's the biggest, the next one's a minus. Okay, so I know that this is a new question, and I don't see that I've made a mistake. I'm good, right? Okay, so I don't think this is going to happen, but we're going to roll with it, okay? What's going to happen right here? What am I talking about, do you think? You're going to have a what? A hole. Yeah. You're going to have a hole. I don't think it'll happen, but we're going to go with it. So you have a hole. This x minus 1 cancels. So that gives you a 1, something. Okay. Now my new equation is now y equals x to the second over x plus 2. Don't do this on your paper, but see this original? It's gone forever. See this guy? Gone forever. And now once it reduces, I use that for everything beyond that. Who says I'm with you? Okay, good. To find the x-intercept, you let y be 0, which is the same as letting the top be a 0. If I set x squared equal to 0, I get 0, 0. It's even, so it's going to bounce. Let's find the y-coordinate of the hole before we forget. How do you find the y-coordinate of the hole? Plug it in. So you're going to go y equals 1 squared over 1 plus 2, and that is 1 over 3. To find the y-intercept, you're going to let x be a 0. Well, I already know 0, 0 is an x-intercept, so it's going to be y-intercept, and I'm done. Vertical asymptotes are x equals 1, x equals negative 2. Common mistake, and that is not correct. Why is that not correct? X equals 1 is not an asymptote, it's a what? It's a hole. So that is not it. They looked at the original. They were supposed to look at this box guy, which gives you x equals negative 2 odd. Does it cross a non-vertical? Take the reduced equation, x squared over x plus 2. Set it equal to the, go back to non-vertical. Sorry. I'm doing cross and I need to do non-vertical. Biggest over biggest. The top exponent is bigger than the bottom. So what's the horizontal asymptote? There is not a horizontal asymptote. It's going to be a slant. So now I have to do long division. So now I'm going to come right here and I'm going to go x plus 2. And inside I'm going to put an x squared. Nobody say anything for the next minute and a half. Okay? Stay with me. Right with me. What do I multiply by x to get x to the second? That's an x. Distribute. I get x to the second plus 2x. Change my signs. Those cancel. I get a negative 2x. There's nothing more to bring down. That's my remainder. My non-vertical asymptote is y equals x. That's wrong. That is wrong. What did I do wrong? I have to fill in a 0x, and I also have to fill in a 0. That negative 2x is not my remainder, because now that I've got it, now I'm going to bring down the 0, and then I'm going to do it again. That happened like last semester or maybe the semester before. What do I multiply by x to get a negative 2x? That's a negative 2. Distribute negative 2x minus 4. Change your signs. Those cancel. I get a 4. Now that's my remainder. My non-vertical is y equals x minus 2. There's so many little details that you have to be careful of. That's why it's tough. Okay, does it cross? Take the reduced original, x squared over x plus 2, set it equal to the non-vertical, which is x minus 2. Now I'm going to cross multiply, and I get x squared equals x squared minus 4. X squared comes over and knocks the other guy out, and I get 0 equals negative 4. Tell me.
No.
Does not, right? Because 0 is not equal to negative 4, so it does not cross my non-vertical. Who says I'm good? Let me see. Okay. Now let's do this. X equals negative 2 over here, dash it. Odd. How many pieces am I going to have to my graph? 2. Y equals x minus 2. Guys, go down 2, make a dot. The slope is 1. So up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. I know it's not going to cross it. So if you want to fill in the center, you may. See right here, guys, on this left bottom right here, do you see how I haven't given a lot of area where those intersected? So I'm going to extend it so I have a nice, good picture. So don't do like this. Look, here's this asymptote. Here's this asymptote. That's way not enough room. You got to extend so we can really show what's going on. Okay. Okay. What else do we know? We know 0, 0 is bouncing. And I also know at positive 1, positive 1/3, I have a hole right there. Okay, you do it. Okay, guys, do me a favor and look forward, would you please? Well, I think one of the biggest issues that people have about this lesson is this. Look right here. I know as x gets small, my graph's going that way. I know as x gets big, my graph's going that way. So when I've taught this before, that is the first thing I always made them do. Okay, now see this green line that I wrote right here? It could be below that asymptote, or it could be above it. So you just randomly put it above or below, but at least when you look at the graph, you're like, oh yeah, I have to go there. Oh yeah, I have to go there. Okay, watch right here. You tell me, left side, tell me if this is okay. Up high. Actually, yeah, let's go this way. Down low. Swing up. Come low. Okay, watch the other one. Up high, Where do I go? I gotta go down there. Green or black? Why green? Because I touch the x-axis, and I can't touch the x-axis. So there's no way it's black, it's gotta be green. Now we're playing Sudoku, and you've just figured out a big part of your puzzle. Look right here. Please, 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 1,000 pleases, don't get sloppy. Look at that graph. They will make me take off 12 points on your midterm if you do that. It's not a what anymore? The graph is not a function. Does that person understand that you've got to go up tight against that asymptote? No, that person does not understand that. So it's got to come like this, go like that, and swing down, okay? This asymptote is odd. So if this is down, this guy's up. Watch this. Up high, hit it, bounce. It's always going to touch that hole, come up. It did end up the way I drew it. Done. Who says, I totally get this? I get it, I get it, I get it. Who doesn't? Does anybody feel confused? It's okay to be confused. You're learning.
Wait, why
Yes.
does it touch the hole?
It has to. It's not like you're going to have this graph, bud, look right here, and then this like random hole. The hole is always ends up being on the line, on the graph. Okay? Yes.
How do you find the hole again?
Do you see how the x minus 1's reduced? I didn't mean to erase. Do you see how those x minus 1's reduced? So if I set x minus 1 equal to 0, I get x equals 1. That's the x coordinate of the hole. And then to find the y, I just plug it in. I don't think it's going to happen, just so you know. Okay? Okay, example 6. Is this the last one? It's not really the last one. It's not really the last one. I'm going to do one more. Okay. X-intercept. Y-intercept. Vertical asymptote. Non-vertical asymptote. And does it cross? Let's factor it. So everybody go y equals negative 3x to the second. The bottom goes to an x and an x. The 5 goes to a 5 and a 1. Signs are different. Biggest is the negative. Looks like that. X plus 1 times x minus 5. To find the x-intercept, you let y be 0, which is the same as letting the top be a 0. If I set negative 3x squared equal to 0, I get 0, 0, and it's going to bounce because my x is squared. If 0, 0 is the x-intercept, it's also the y-intercept. You guys, where do vertical asymptotes come from?
Bottom.
The bottom. So you have x equals negative 1 odd, x equals positive 5 odd. Non-vertical asymptote, biggest over biggest. The exponents are the same. Please don't tell me that's x squared over x. That's false. It's what? X squared over x squared. But it's negative 3x squared over x squared, which is y equals, tell me, negative 3. Okay? Does it cross? Take the original, multiply it out, set it equal to the non-vertical. Cross multiply. You get negative 3x to the second equals negative 3x to the second plus 12x plus 15. Can you tell if the answer is going to be yes or no right now? I can tell. Can you tell? Is it going to be yes or is it going to be no? It's going to be yes. It's going to be yes because this negative 3x squared come over and knocks that guy out. Some people look at that and they're like, it's not going to work out. It's totally going to work out. The 12x you just pull over. So you have negative 12x equals 15. Divide by negative 12, and you get x equals 5 fourths, negative 5 fourths. 3 goes into both of those. So does it cross it? Yes, it does. Or does it cross it at a negative 1.25, comma? Now this is different because we don't have that point yet, right? What's it going to be? You don't even have to plug it in. You could store negative 1.25, put it into that equation and see what you get. Can anybody tell me what it's going to be? Negative 3. Who said that? It was a girl. How do you know that? It's because you're testing if it crosses that guy, right? Well, if I know x is negative 1.23, negative 1.25, what's the y? Well, the y is always going to be negative 3 because that's the other equation. Or just plug it in, however you want to do it. Okay, grab your pencil. X equals negative 1, right there. Dash it nice and long. Put the word odd. X equals positive 5. Dash it. X equals odd. I'm going to have 3 pieces to my graph. Y equals negative 3. Here's what I was trying to say to you guys. Look. If it's going to cross that non-vertical at negative 1 1/4, I know it's got to be right there, which is a y value of negative 3. Or just plug it in. Okay? Okay, and this guy right here, oh, we've got some more information. Sorry, this right here is 0, 0, bouncing. The only place you can cross that horizontal is at the green dot that's already there. Okay? Okay, you tell me yes or no. Look right here. Up high. Okay, watch this. Up high. I got to get to that point. Go right there. Is that okay? Then come back down. Go like that. Is that okay?
No.
Why not? X-axis. Cannot touch the x-axis. I just did. So there's no way it's down low or up high. It's got to be down low. So it's got to be like this. It's got to hit that, cross over. Some people get a little freaked out about this. They're like, well, I know I'm supposed to end that way. That's okay. It just kind of swings up and then comes down. Okay? This asymptote is odd. The left is down. So the right is, tell me, up. So I'm going to be up high. I'm going to hit it and I'm going to bounce. Okay, everybody freeze right there. I am not thinking to myself, the middle needs to be a parabola, then the middle needs to be a cubic. Those words don't even come into my brain. The only thing that I say is, well, I could go up or down. If I come down, I just broke 2 rules because I hit the x-axis and I crossed a non-vertical. So those are both no-nos. So I know I can't go down. I know I'm going up. Who says I got it? Okay. Last region. This is odd, and that is up. So the other side must be, tell me, down. It's got to be down, swing up. Looks like that. Done. Who says, I feel good or better about this lesson? Good or better? Oh, yay. Okay, write this down. One last thing. You guys are so awesome. Okay, g of x equals x plus, now just give me 2 seconds because I want this to work out right. No. That's not the problem, sorry. That's it. This is the kind of stuff Weaver State does. You have a problem, you know how to do it, you're awesome at it, and then they twist it. Graph the rational function. Make sure you list your x-intercepts, asymptotes, blah, blah, blah. Clearly labeled points. That we've never had one that looks like that. What do?
Just find a common denominator.
That's all you have to do. Make it look like the other ones did. The way you do that is you find a common denominator. Who says I see that? I can understand that. Okay, so the bottom is going to be, common denominator is going to be x minus 1. This guy doesn't have the x minus 1. So 1 times x minus 1 is x squared minus x. X times x minus 1 is x squared minus x. And then you have minus 2. Well, now we're back to where we were, right? But that one little thing made it look weird. Okay, let's factor it. So it's going to go to an X and an X, and a 2 and a 1. Biggest is the negative. Looks like that. Bottom's X minus 1. You finish. Do it on your own. X-intercept, Y-intercept, vertical asymptote, non-vertical asymptote, does it cross, and do your graph. The non-vertical on this is interesting. When you're done, you can look up, see if you got it. My graph is not great. Fix it. What am I talking about? There's something they're not going to like. Right, left, up, down. Where are we at?
Right side.
Right, top. If I keep going with this, look. Is that where my graph's supposed to go, guys?
No.
No. So it's got to be very close, very clear. Okay. Okay. I can come around and help anybody that didn't get that. So we still have like 10 minutes left, and I know that's not a lot, but we still have these corrections from test 1. Who is not done with correction from test 1? So I was gonna say Wednesday during tutorial would be a great time to do that, but Wednesday during tutorial, you guys have to go to the auditorium or something, right? They just said that. Okay, so when I call your name, either raise your hand or say done, that you're done with the corrections, okay? Brody, yes.
Done.
I just had a question on the assignment.
Okay. That is funny.